Next, I'm going to move to our Staples alumni, starting with Steve Bauman. Steve has been a club, high school, ODP, and college soccer coach, and the former chairman of the National Soccer Hall of Fame. Currently, he's the president of the Starfinder Soccer Educational Program for inner-city youth in Philadelphia. Steve is a career educator, holds a bachelor's degree in elementary education from UPenn and a master's degree in science education from UVA. He's put these degrees to work as a public elementary school teacher for 10 years and then spent 16 years in education leadership roles in the museum field. On the field, Steve was a first-team All-American player at Penn, where he was selected to Penn's All-Century team and inducted into their Athletic Hall of Fame. He also coached the Quakers for 6 seasons. After Penn, he was drafted in the first round by the NASL's Miami Toros and played for them for 3 years. He's a 1970 graduate of Staples, where he was a member of 2 double-L title teams. Steve?
Thanks, Mark. Starfinder is not about finding soccer stars, but about helping soccer players find the star in themselves. We believe soccer is a powerful endeavor that supports the development of self-determination and aspiration in urban, underserved, and ethnically diverse teenage boys. We deliver a variety of soccer and learning experiences and activities that engage participation, inspire commitment, and foster the development of intrinsic motivation. Our participants like soccer and take it very seriously. They have roots in cultures where soccer is life. They dream of being professional soccer players. They play club and high school soccer, and from November through June, 2 or 3 times a week, no matter the weather, they take public transportation and walk an average of 90 minutes each way to be part of our soccer and youth development program. We're not a club. We do not create teams that play in outside leagues. At each 2-hour Starfinder session, we train, we play soccer, and we provide non-soccer enrichment activities. We have very explicit outcomes for our participants. We want to see behavioral change in each participant's individual confidence, connectedness, character, competence, and caring. We want them to avoid deleterious behaviors, including negative peer associations, substance abuse, and sexual risk-taking. We want them to make positive contributions in their own communities where they live. And in a city where only 55% of 6th graders actually graduate from high school, and 10% of those who graduate actually go on to receive a 4-year college degree, we want 100% of our participants to graduate from high school and 85% of them to go on to post-secondary school. In the last 4 years, including this year's class, we have attained those goals. So how is the Starfinder experience relevant to tonight's discussion? I believe a few things we have learned might be useful as you think about the choices and challenges of high school and/or Development Academy soccer. I ask you to contemplate the following questions. What motivates your participation in soccer? Are you extrinsically motivated? Do you participate to receive a reward, attain recognition, or not to disappoint loved ones? Are you intrinsically motivated? Do you participate because it is inherently interesting, challenging, or enjoyable? Are your motives to play soccer totally in line with your own personal values and needs? Research and our experience indicate that participants with more intrinsic motivation grow more in self-esteem, persistence, creativity, and become better soccer players. Is your team explicit about the personal, social, and athletic outcomes it expects you will achieve through your participation? Is there a plan for how these outcomes will be achieved? Teams that are explicit and have a plan of action are much more likely to be successful in achieving their goals. Do your coaches create and deliver individual and team experiences that promote competence, autonomy, and relatedness? What do I mean by that? Competence refers to perceived improvement in individual skill and tactical awareness. Training presents optimal challenges that help grow your soccer brain. And feedback is constructive, positive, builds confidence, and highlights your effectiveness. Autonomy refers to the ability to control and be responsible for your own actions, and to be supported as we take action. The sense that you can use what you have learned and experienced to guide what you do. That your creativity in addressing individual and team challenges on the field is valued. Relatedness means a sense of being included and cared about by others on the team. That there is a bond and respect among peers and coaches. There is trust, confidence, and security that enable individuals to take chances and work together towards common goals. Research reports and our experience confirm that sports environments that allow for more autonomy, value relatedness, and enhanced competence have a much greater likelihood of using sport to achieve youth development goals that include increased self-confidence, persistence, commitment, and better school and athletic performance. Not too long ago, I had a conversation with a young man who had just completed the transition to varsity high school soccer and a more competitive club situation. We chatted about the choices and the challenges of the past year, and I asked him what was the one thing that was most frustrating about the experience. He said, "Before this year, I always felt that coaches were for me. Now I feel like I am there for the coaches." Cynicism is not attractive or healthy at any age, and with young people, whether in high school or club soccer, it is critical that we create learning environments that foster positive youth development through competitive soccer experiences. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Next up, we've got Matt Lamb, the youngest member of our panel, and probably the closest to all you players out there in the audience. Matt played 8 years of club soccer, 7 with Beachside and 1 with FC Westchester. He was a 3-year varsity player for Staples, captain during his final year where they won the FCAC championship and were finalists in the Double L State Cup. He then went on to Mary Washington College. He played there for 4 years and captained that Division III program for the last 2 years. And Matt, the floor is yours.
Thank you. When I first started playing high school soccer, I didn't know it would become the most memorable time in my life. I didn't realize soccer could become more than just about winning. In a lot of ways, I was in the same shoes as many of your children are in right now. I wasn't forced to choose between academy or high school, but I had no idea how much Staples soccer would impact my life. My goal here is to talk about all the things you should be taking into account when making the decisions between academy and high school soccer, meaning that this decision shouldn't be solely based on the shouldn't be solely influenced by the desire to play at the highest level possible, but should also include some other factors. High school soccer is about representing your community, playing in front of hundreds, sometimes thousands of fans from around your town, letting them witness the product that they have raised before you go off to college and you start your own life. High school soccer is about competing with the group of kids that you started your soccer career with when you were just 6 years old, taking the chance to play with some of your friends for the final time. I don't mean to say high school soccer isn't about winning. We've been lucky enough to make winning a tradition here at Staples. But high school soccer is about more than just winning. It's about more than on-the-field success. It's about the little things that got you to love playing soccer when you were younger. In a lot of ways, high school sports are what you'll remember about your town and your school, and they're what your town and school will remember about you. I'm not saying academy is a bad idea. I think it's a great idea. Anything designed to further the development of soccer in US is something that I fully support, but I would not sacrifice my own experience as a Staples soccer player for anything. And I know many people that feel the same exact way. Whether you talk to my teammates, rivals, coaches, parents, fans, they will all tell you about the incredible high school experience and how incredible it can be. It's very difficult to put into words how influential high school soccer is, not just with your soccer career, but your life. After many years of trying to explain my senior season at Staples and what it was like, the best I can come up with is this. When Simsbury scored the goal in overtimes in the state finals against us to make us lose, I was devastated, but the worst thing about the end of that game wasn't that we lost. It wasn't the fact that I had a silver medal in my hand. It was the fact that our season was over. There was no practice the next day, no game that weekend. I would never again have the privilege of playing high school soccer again, or playing competitive soccer with my best and closest friends. So all the advice I can give you is this. Your children are more than just soccer players, and you need to take this into account when deciding what is best for your child. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Now we're going to move to our academy representatives, starting with Brian Quinn. Brian's the head men's soccer coach at the University of Bridgeport. He's also the technical director and head coach of the boys under 17-18 Development Academy team at South Central. He has undergraduate and graduate degrees from Southern Connecticut, where he served as a longtime assistant under Coach Bauman,